I don't know if any of you got a chance to watch Cleopatra out on Netflix. I did. I watched the entire thing, all the series that are attached, and it was very good. One thing about this actress, her role is very different from the previous Cleopatra movies. The other Cleopatras, like Liz Taylor and all the other ones, all they want to do is stick their nose up in the air and Cleopatra, that kind of stuff. This woman really had a lot of action in her role. She engaged in warfare. So she was a lot more animated than any of the previous Cleopatras that you might have watched. And I like how she brought a lot of that action to the role. And I think it's something that you definitely should watch. It was worth in my opinion, it was worth watching. Now, just anticipate the colonizers and the invaders are going to hate it. Okay, just anticipate that because this is the nature of these people since they've been on the planet. One thing you can count on from them is to hate everything. So let's get to this story. She is coming out and speaking about the lawsuit and all the hatred that she has witnessed online since the announcement of Cleopatra being on Netflix. So, Netflix Cleopatra actress calls out online hatred, Egyptian lawsuit, and blackwashing. She said, by the way, is not a thing. And she's right about that. Blackwashing is not a thing. So, Adele James, the titled actress behind the controversial Netflix series Cleopatra, spoke out against her critics while appearing on the Wayne Ayers podcast Wednesday. The docu-series, along with James, came under fire since the first trailer was released on April 12th, revealed that the historical figure would be depicted as a Black woman. Several historians and Egyptologists. I don't understand how you can be a historian and an Egyptologist because you weren't there. And y'all take a look at the ones that are the historians and Egyptologists. Just take a look. The vast majority of them are colonizers and invaders. Those are supposed to be the experts. And the one thing about all of them that they do, anything that is of importance or any type of important monument or a group of people that are held a certain way, they always want to be those people and attach themselves to anything important in the world. And what debunks what they're saying is they be attaching themselves to things they weren't even around for. I always found that odd, but I guess if you came from nothing, you always want to appear like you came from something. I mean, that's the best way I can sum it up, I guess. So, anyway, these colonizer Egyptologists and colonizing historians, that's how I'm going to describe them, criticize the series, pointing out that Cleopatra was not Black. We know Egypt is in Africa, and we know even the darkest African lived in Northern Africa. Okay. Even the dark ones live there. So, but they're trying to psychologically make you believe that if it's in the north part of the Africa continent, that everybody there is white, and that is just simply not true. Nor has it ever been true. Not true, and never will be true. So, as the last Ptolemy leader, may have instead been Greek or Macedonian accent, but you're saying may have, may have. When you say may have, then you don't really have certainty that that's the case. You're showing right there these historians and Egyptologists, as they put it, you're saying may have. That means you are saying this, but you really are saying it without certainty. So let's keep moving on. James pushed back against a particular accusation, denying the series is controversial for showing Cleopatra as black. So this is the actress talking, Adele James. Blackwashing isn't a thing. Thank you. Thank you. We haven't been in charge of anything to blackwash it. We haven't been in charge of anything. So how can we possibly blackwash something? Y'all need to go somewhere and sit down. You're only coming up with blackwashing because we have said whitewashing over the years, but at least when we say it, we're telling you the truth. We're telling the truth when we say that. And she said it's a joke with airs regarding the criticism. James acknowledged that some of the show's critics included Egyptians as well. However, she claimed that these critics were likely motivated by self loathing or feeling threatened by blackness. Yeah, she's right about that. No, these folks, because I've been online looking, I don't know how many of my subscribers have. I notice a pattern that all of these heavy critics are Arabs, the Arabs that invaded the land. They are not the the natives of the land or the indigenous that they hide. They're there, they are there, but they hide them. Just like Saudi Arabian, they got all those black folks that are native and indigenous to the land, but they only want to show you these white Arabs. It's a psychological thing they're playing. Those original Egyptians are there. I showed y'all Mustafa Hefni, and they tried hard to make him a white man here in America, and he refused. So there's a lot of them that look like him that's in Egypt. It's just that they won't show them to you. So psychologically, you keep seeing the Arab there. You think that's an original person. That has never been an original person. Okay. And they never will be. So I'm glad she's speaking out, but let me go on. It's just upsetting. I find it sad that people are either so self loathing or so threatened by blackness that they feel the need to do that to separate Egypt from the rest of the continent. And no, Egypt is not separate from the rest of the continent. Egypt is not something different. Egypt is part of Africa. It has and it always will be part of the continent. The only ones that are saying it's something different are the ones that are colonizing the place, or a colonizer that lives in another place. Those are the only ones saying it. That right there should tell you something's wrong. Something is really wrong. So, anyway, I think it's even more important that we're telling this story the way that we are because actually we don't know. The big question, was she of mixed race? She was she not? She wasn't black. We know that, but she might have been part black. Absolutely, James is saying. Mm, mm, mm. Let me tell you something. I don't accept a person that don't look like me or talking about Cleopatra, talking about somebody that was in Africa. And I'm supposed to look at you as the paradigm for getting that information from. It's just like when these people try to tell us who we are. I no, I don't want somebody that don't look like me telling me who I am because I know you got a hateful agenda behind that. That's why I won't accept that from you. And I don't think we should be accepting who Cleopatra is from a bunch of invaders and colonizers. So So Adele James added that absolutely within the confines of, within the realm of the possibility based on the academic research. If people don't want to engage with that research, the expert research, that's not really a me problem. That's kind of a them problem. We've done our research. It's out there. After the trailer debuted, Cleopatra, this lawyer in Egypt, the one I did a video on, that Mahmoud al Samari, he filed a lawsuit. Now just think about it. Look at all the Cleopatra movies that have come out over the years. So this man is letting you know, as long as the Cleopatra is a white woman, he is content with that. But as soon as Cleopatra was depicted as a black woman, she's really biracial, he's now rising up to file some lawsuit. That right, his actions alone says it all. It is screaming in racism. So this idiot is calling for an investigation into the company's management, block on the stream service from the company, and a ban from it being, shown in Egypt. Just idiot stuff. Idiot stuff. You know, is this man even a good attorney to be worried about something like this? No, that's colonizer behavior right there. James considered the lawsuit funny. Yeah, because it's ridiculous. Okay, it's a stupid lawsuit and an extreme reaction rooted in racism. It is straight up racism. He's letting you know what the conduct of the invaders are in Egypt. That's all he's doing, is letting us know what it is. I think it's quite funny the level of threat that you must feel just on my skin tone to file a lawsuit against the entire streaming service. That to me is it really this extreme. It is really an extreme reaction, and it's 100% fundamentally rooted in racism, which is a very modern ideology, James said. The ancient Egyptians, they don't think about race that way, the way we do, because race really has been, yeah, I mean, racism is really a pretty new thing, you know and when they tell you, oh no, this, I had one try to tell me, oh, it was around in ancient times. No, in ancient times people were worried about much different things in the world. And no, that's why you don't pick up ancient texts and read ancient texts and see racism in it. Y'all brought that racism. Racism is a very modern thing. It don't have ancient ties on this earth. It's a very modern thing. And it's a thing that's eventually going to fade away, because your whole foundation is built on some of the most ridiculous things ever. When you got a foundation like that, it doesn't have no chance of surviving. That's why you see in America fall apart at the seams now. You don't have anything that can make this world stay permanently, the world you created. So, anyway, they didn't think about race, and she's right about that. They didn't. So, anyway, the ancient Egyptians, they don't think about race in that way. We do, because it's this is just a perpetual thing they have brought to the world to justify their rise to the top, right? So racism really didn't kick in until they started heavily getting into the slave trade here in America. And the first victims actually was the natives. So they justified that anybody that wasn't a Christian, they had the right to kill. These people got a serious God complex. So they have the right to kill. So then it just exploded when they start enslaving people, then all of that crayon nonsense just went off the chart or off the charts when, the slavery kicked in, chattel slavery. So, and to me, if you are really a mighty people, then why did you go with something so remedial like skin color? And we know you don't have the best skin. You sit there and burn in the sun, get all kinds of skin cancers and everything. Ain't no way in hell you got some best skin and that shit is happening to you. There ain't no way. No way. You might have other people psychologically hyped up on that mess. You certainly don't have me. So, anyway, the actress maintained that she received international support for the series through the creators, knew that they would ruffle some feathers with the depiction. So we did our research, and it's a docu-series for the goddess sake. So I don't really feel the need to defend the show anymore, James said. So I saw it for the first time, Wednesday morning. I sat and I watched it, and it took me until, like, the early part of the afternoon to get through the entire thing, but I'm glad I watched it. She gave a pretty strong performance, and the thing is, it's a different perspective of looking at Cleopatra. It's definitely not like the ones you saw before. And that's what I kinda liked about it. It was kind of refreshing to see her depicted in a whole different way. So, y'all, please tell me what you think about this video, and I'm glad the actress, spoke out, and I'm glad she called out all the racism that has come since the trailer was released. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.